Hello everyone, I'm Vaishnavi and today I'll be teaching you probability from grade 11 maths textbook. So let's start. What is probability? It is the chance of something that will happen. So probability is written in the form the number of favorable outcomes divided by total number of outcomes. So let's take an example to understand this. So the first example tells a coin is tossed. So when you toss a coin, there will be a probability of getting a head or a tail. So let's know so there are two outcomes. So we'll put the two in the denominator place. And the question says probability of getting a head. So the probability of getting a head is only 1 because it's only a one coin. So it's 1 by 2. And what's the probability of getting a tail? Same again, 1 by 2 because there is only one tail. Next example is a die is thrown. So when a die is thrown, there are probabilities of numbers 1 to 6. So when you play Ludo or any other board games, you have a die in which there are 6 numbers. So those are the probability outcomes, favorable outcomes that can happen. So probability of getting 3 in the die is 1 by 6. There are not more than 1 3 there in the die. So the next one is probability of getting an even number. So as you know, even numbers are 2, 4, 6. So there are three numbers. So the three numbers, right? So three numbers divided by the total number. So it's 3 by 6. When you divide it, you get 1 by 2 as the answer. So now random experiments and sample space. So let's know what these terms mean. Random experiment. So random experiment means it is not possible to predict the outcome in advance. Like suppose as we are in a case of this corona, we didn't know that corona would come in the year of 2020. So it's something unpredictable that we cannot predict in advance. It has more than one outcome. Sample space. Sample space is nothing but set of outcomes is called a sample space, and set is denoted with this curly braces. As you see here, over here, that is the like the brackets for sets. So example for a coin is this h comma t in curly braces, and for a die is 1 to 6 numbers and curly braces. Now let's see a question. Write the sample space for rolling a die. So as you know, the like the number of outcomes are 6. So that those are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And as I told, sample space has to be denoted with the curly braces. So next is probability of a coin and dice. So when one coin is tossed, the possible outcomes are heads and tails. For two coins, it is heads, 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 tail, tail, heads, and tail, tail. And the probability for a die when it is thrown are 1 to 6 numbers. So you might be wondering if there are more than two coins, like how do you find? I know you can find it in the same way, but it is kind of like time taking. So to do it quickly, I have a easy way to do that. So it's nothing but the formula is phase to the power of n. Now what is this phase? Phase means it tells the number of phases. Like let me give an example. For example, a coin has two phases and a die has 6 faces. So that's the phase meaning. And over here the value, what n means is the number of times a coin or a dice is tossed. So let's see some examples to understand this trick. So taking two dice, it has 6 faces. So the value of n will be 2. And when you find out the number of outcomes, it is 6 to the power of 2, which is 36 outcomes. And let's see now for a coin. So if we have 3 coins and we need to find the number of outcomes that we will get. So there are 3 coins and each coin has 2 faces. So n will be 3 because that's the number of coins. And 2 is the number of face. So it's face to the power of n. So you get 8 outcomes. That's how you get in easy way. And then you can find out. So now I'll be telling some tricks to find out how many outcomes are there for 3 and 4 coins. So as we learned just now, when we have 3 coins, we write 2 to the power of 3, which is 8. And when it is 4 coins, it is 2 to the power of 4, which is 16. So now we have to find out how many, like how do we find out the outcomes. Like normally in the previous one I told, like if 2 coins it is H H H T T H and T T. Like that, how to find for 3 coins I'll tell easily. So as we have 8 over here, divide that by 2. So when you divide it by 2, you get the answer as 4. Okay, so you have to write 4 times heads and 4 times tails. Now divide this 4 by 2. You'll get 2 as the answer. Now again write 2 heads and 2 tails. 2 heads and 2 tails. Now when you divide this 2 by 2 again, then you get 1. So now you have to write 1 head, 1 tail, 1 head, 1 tail, 1 head, 1 tail, 1 head, 1 tail. And just put commas in the between and put the curly braces in the start and last. And this is the answer for the number of outcomes. This is how you find the number of outcomes when they ask you to find each and every element in it. And when it comes to 4 coins, I'll tell you. Now as I told the trick for 3 coins, you just need to divide this 16 by 2. So when you divide, you get 8. So 8 times H you write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And 8 times tails 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so now divide this 8 by 2. What we get is we get 4. So again H, 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 T, 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 T. So 4 times H and 4 times T. Again over here also in tail side 4 times heads and 4 times tails. Now as we got 4, now divide that 4 by 2. So you'll get 2. Now this time you have to write 2 times heads, 2 times tails, 2 times heads, 2 times tails. Again over here 2 times heads, 2 times tail, 2 times head and 2 times tail. Now divide this 2 again with by 2. So you get 1. So now again 1 head, 1 tail, 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 and it goes on until the end. And just put the commas and then it and the curly braces and it is done. So that will be the outcomes for 4 coins. Hope this trick was easy. So let's move on to the next topic. So the next topic is events. So let's know what an event is. Any subset E of a sample space S is called an event. So there are different types, like there are many types under events. So the first one is impossible event. Impossible means it's not not possible. So it's a set that it is empty set. Empty set is it is represented by the symbol 5, as you see here is the same symbol over here. So that's the symbol for empty set. And the sample space describes events in the empty set. That is called as impossible set. So let's take an example. So it's given that sample space is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the question is asking the number of the number appears on the die is a multiple of 3. So you need to find out from this given set, is there any multiple of 7? As there are only numbers until 6, so it is not possible. So that's why it is an impossible set. So that time you denote it as 5. Next is simple event. If an event E has only one sample point of sample space, it is called an event. So now let's take an example. Sample space is equal to HH, HT, TH and TT. So now taking one element from here and representing with E1, E2, E3, E4 is known as the simple event. So as you see, E1 is equal to the first element in the set, E2 is equal to the second element, E3 is equal to the third element, and E4 is equal to the fourth element. That's how you find out the simple events. Let's go to the next one. Compound events. If an event has more than one sample point, it is called compound event. Example is, uh, take some variable f, which is equal to, like it's giving a condition, exactly one head should be there. So the possible outcomes are HTT, THT, TTH. So this is in the case of 3 coins. So these are the possible outcomes for having one head. And the next one says E at least one head. So at least one head should be there. So these are the possible outcomes. So the difference between simple and compound is simple has only one element, while compound has more than one element. So next is algebra of events. So in this, the first one is complementary event. So it is also known as not A. So let's take an example. So S is equal to HHH. So these are the outcomes of the sample space, and A is equal to this. So complementary event is nothing but it is also said as event not A. So the answer to this will be something that is not A. So they gave the value of not A, like A, and you're finding not A, which is nothing but like excluding these three elements, whatever elements are there, those all are not A, the value of not A. So let's go to the next one. The next one is event A or B. So this event A or B, whenever OR comes, you have to put the symbol union. Union means like it is a set of elements of A as well as B together. And whenever this AND comes in the between of two variables, then it should be A intersection B. Intersection means that the ones which are common in A and B elements, that will be taken into one more separate set. Next is the event A but not B. So this means that elements which are there in A but not in B, so that is represented by A minus B, or else it is also represented as A intersection B dash, and this B dash is the as you saw in the previous one, complementary element event, uh, not A, we have shown not A, like that only, not B. Whatever elements are there in B, like suppose, let me take an example, S is equal to 1, 2, 3, and B is equal to 1 and 2. So B dash will be equal to 3, something that is not in B. So you have to compare the sample set, sample space and the B elements. So the thing which is not common in both will be taken as B dash, that is 3, because 1 and 2 are there in both of them. So we have to take something which is not there, that is 3. That is why we have taken for B dash as 3. So next one is mutually exclusive events. So this is represented by A intersection B is equal to 5. So there will be a sample space given to you and the values of A and B given to you. So as you see over here, sample space and A and B values are given. So when you do the intersection of A and B, if you get 5 as the answer, like where there is nothing in common, then they are mutually exclusive elements. So in this there are sample spaces 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and A values are 1, 3, 5 and B values are 2, 4, 6. So nothing is common in both of them, that's why the answer is 5. So that's mutually exclusive elements. Next, events. Next is exhaustive events. So exhaustive events are represent with A union B union C, which is equal to S. So like if this statement is satisfying, then they are exhausted events. So they'll be giving you these all elements until here. You have to frame these understanding the question and check whether they satisfy exhaustive events. So the sample space is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and A is given as a number less than 4. So a number less than 4 means it is 1, 2, 3. And B is given as a number greater than 2 but less than 5. So that is nothing but 3 and 4. And C is a number greater than 4 appears. So C is nothing but 5 and 6. So now using this relation, you have to find whether it is equal to this sample space, this values. So when you, as I told earlier, union means like all the elements in all the variables together is known as union. So A elements are 1, 2, 3. B elements are 3 and 4. Even though there is something common, you can take only one once, that particular element. Or here 3 is common in both of them, but you have to only take 1, 3. And then B union C. So 5 and 6. To all together, you get it as S, which is nothing but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, which is the sample space that we got here. So I hope you understood this. Hope you all understood whatever I explained, and thank you. We'll be coming in the next video with a new topic. Till then, stay watching.